Hello there, I'm Nadia Azmi and this is Nightline. These are the headlines. Students can still wear sports attire for 2024-2025 school term. And SARA aid doubled to 1,200 ringgit. Good morning. Students can continue to wear sports attire to school for the 2024-2025 session, which begins in March. Education Minister Fadlina Siddiq said the decision was made based on engagement sessions held with all the relevant parties, including teachers and parents. The minister said a circular and further information regarding the matter would be issued to state education departments for distribution to all schools soon.
Maka untuk pakaian seragam sekolah 2024-2025 ini diteruskan seperti berikut. 2 hari pakaian seragam, 2 hari pakaian sukan dan 1 hari pakaian co-curriculum.
Speaking to the media, Fadlina said this was to ease the burden on parents and enable them to prepare early for the new school session. Schools would also be given the freedom to stipulate the days for different attire. The Sumbangan Asas Rahmah Sara cash aid for poor households will be doubled to 1,200 ringgit this year, up from 600 ringgit previously. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said the 600 ringgit increase is expected to benefit over 700,000 poor and hardcore poor recipients with an allocation of 700 ringgit million, compared with last year's total recipients of 210,000 with government spending of 130 million ringgit. In a statement on Friday, Anwar, who is also the finance minister, said the economic transformation of Malaysia starts with lifting the people, and the expanded SARA program is a preliminary step to building an inclusive society which is part of the Madani economy. He said SARA will be credited to recipients in Peninsular Malaysia beginning January 22nd, with Sabah, Sarawak and Labuan receiving theirs from February 19th. In Peninsular Malaysia, recipients will receive a monthly sum of 100 ringgit throughout the year for households and senior citizens without spouses and 50 ringgit for singles. For Sabah, Sarawak and Labuan, payment will be dispersed in 2 installments of 600 ringgit for households and senior citizens without spouses and 300 ringgit for single individuals. Payments are scheduled to be made on February 19th and August 12th through the recipient's bank account or cash at Bank Simpanan Nasional branches. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim has received the first interim report of the Public Service Remuneration System SSPA review. The report was submitted on Friday by the Chief Secretary to the Government, Tan Sri Muhammad Zuki Ali, together with Public Service Department PSD Director General, Datuk Sri Wan Ahmad Dahlan Abdul Aziz. In a Facebook post, the PSD said that the Prime Minister had earlier chaired the main committee for the review of the public service remuneration system at the Perdana Putra complex in Putrajaya. It also said that initiatives that can contribute to increasing the disposable income of the civil servants were the main focus of the meeting. The interim report was then handed over to Anwar at the end of the meeting. When tabling the 2024 budget on October 13th last year, the Prime Minister announced that the full implementation of the SSPA would begin in 2025. The review of the remuneration system is being conducted comprehensively with the aim of improving productivity and efficiency in the public service. In Johor, 3 men have been remanded for 7 days to facilitate a probe into a 9 million ringgit construction contract at one of the Navy's bases. The remand order until January 25th was issued by Magistrate Norma Diana Mamat following an application made by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC. The probe is being conducted under the MACC Act 2009. All 3 individuals, aged between 28 to 47 years old, were held at the Johor MACC office after they were called in to give their statements at about 6 p.m. on Thursday. The MACC in its statement said the arrests were made relating to false claims and the trio being masterminds of the procurement cartel involving 13 supplier companies managing construction works at the camp. Meanwhile, the Navy has confirmed that some of its members have been summoned by the MACC for questioning over the procurement cartel. Navy Commander Admiral Tan Sri Abdul Rahman Ayub said that the MACC had also taken some documents to facilitate its investigation, which was understood to have involved a project carried out last year.
Perkara tersebut masih dalam siasatan SPRM. TNDM bekerjasama sepenuhnya dengan SPRM untuk mereka melaksanakan siasatan dengan sepenuhnya, tak ada masalah. Dan saya tak boleh nak komen banyak sangatlah, kerana kita tunggulah sehingga siasatan daripada SPRM itu selesai.
When asked whether the Navy will conduct an internal investigation into the matter, Abdul Rahman said he will wait for the MACC report before deciding on the matter. In other news, Abdul Rahman said the country's first littoral combat ship LCS is expected to undergo sea trials by the middle of this year as part of the operational testing before going into active service. He said the construction of the LCS at the Lumut shipyard was also progressing smoothly after the project was revived last year.
InsyaAllah. Dan seterusnya selepas daripada turun ke air itu ada tempoh 22 bulan untuk kita buat ujian untuk melengkapkan lagi pemasangan sistem dan peralatan sebelum kita boleh menerima dia untuk beroperasi. Ya, kita jangkakan pada penghujung tahun 2026.
Abdul Rahman said this at a press conference after attending the ceremony for naming and commissioning of the Navy's KD-3 Sabah and KD-3 Sarawak patrol crafts at the Tanjung Gelang Naval Base in Kuantan on Friday. He also said if everything goes as planned, the Navy will receive the second ship some 8 months after the completion of the first LCS, followed by the third unit. Thus, he added the success of the first LCS is critical and plays a crucial role in determining the continuity of the second and subsequent ships. In 2022, the multi-billion ringgit LCS project was hit by delays when the Public Accounts Committee reported that none of the 6 ships had been completed, although 6.08 billion ringgit had been spent. Drug distribution syndicates are beginning to change their tactics. The latest case involved the production of concoctions comprising 5 types of drugs at a luxury condominium. Federal Narcotics Crime Investigation Department Director Datuk Sri Kamaruddin Mat Din said the concoctions were sold between 180 and 300 ringgit to visitors of entertainment centres and private parties in the Klang Valley. He added that the activity was exposed as a result of 5 raids which were carried out on January 16th and 17th in Cherasan Kajang. 5 men and a woman aged 19 to 40 were arrested.
Jumlah dadah yang kita rampas ini kalau boleh digunakan, dianggarkan boleh digunakan oleh seramai 27,000 orang penagih dadah. So modus operandi yang digunakan oleh syndicate ini adalah menjadikan kondominium mewah bagi tempat memproses dan juga menyimpan bekalan dadah.
Various drugs estimated more than 448,000 ringgit were confiscated. Police also seized various assets, including 3 vehicles, cash and jewellery, and a luxury watch worth almost 500,000 ringgit. The syndicate had been active since the middle of last year and spent about 30,000 ringgit to employ workers a month. 4 of the suspects tested positive for drugs, while 1 has a past criminal record for drug offences. All the suspects have been remanded for 7 days until January 23rd. The case is being investigated under the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952. Perlis Customs Department have busted 2 men after uncovering an illegal laboratory producing counterfeit cough syrup mixed with ketum at a house located at a paddy field in Simpang 4. Its State Director Ismail Hashim said acting on a tip-off from the public, the department enforcement team raided the house at 2:30 p.m. on Monday. The men aged 28 and 54 were hiding in the kitchen when the raiding party entered the house. Upon inspecting the house, the team found 8,100 bottles suspected to contain 100 millilitres of cough syrup each and 1,000 litres of cough syrup that had yet to be packed. The total items seized during the raid was estimated at 371,463 ringgit, and the suspects have been released on bail pending prosecution in court. The case is being investigated under the Poisons Act 1952. We've all heard this before. If at first you don't succeed, try and try again. Well, 38-year-old Kathirasan Murthy is proof that perseverance pays. After having to take his Bahasa Melayu paper 7 times, Kathirasan is now an award-winning teacher who takes his job seriously. FMT's Dinesh Kumar Maganathan has the story.
What does it take to turn failure into triumph? For 38-year-old primary school teacher Kathirasan Murthy, the answer lies in one simple principle: never giving up. After scoring 7D for his Bahasa Malaysia SPM examination in 2002, Kathirasan retook the paper 7 times before setting out to achieve his dream of becoming a teacher.
Sebab ibu saya selalu cakap, dia kata satu je, awak usaha. Tak apa usaha banyak kali pun, tapi mesti ada satu laluan yang baik untuk awak.
The path ahead was a long and arduous one. To make ends meet, he operated a modest cafeteria at a teaching institute and devoured Bahasa Melayu articles and magazines whenever he could.
Banyak cabaran sebenarnya sepanjang 7 tahun tu, dari segi untuk pembiayaan untuk pengajian, untuk nak meneruskan lepas tu tiada sokongan. Ramai kata, dah berusia, tak boleh jadi cikgu, saya tak boleh pergi bekerja kat situ, saya tak ada peluang.
After finally passing the Bahasa Melayu paper with a good grade, Kathirasan worked as a temporary teacher for 3 years before pursuing his studies at the Raja Malewa Institute Pendidikan Guru campus in Sumbangan, where he earned a first-class bachelor's degree in physical education at the age of 32. Kathirasan's impact extends far beyond textbooks. His innovative approach in rural classrooms has not only garnered awards, but also reinforced the notion that education transcends boundaries. And today, at SK Mahmud in Raub, his journey continues. While Kathirasan earned a degree in physical education, he also teaches Bahasa Melayu, Bahasa Tamil, and mathematics. A teaching kit he designed, called Lapan Konstrak Kati, familiarizes students with the alphabet, syllables, and words. It involves 2 phases: reading and games. This teaching method has helped make learning fun for the students. Recently, Kathirasan was named one of the 5 finalists in Pemimpin JSL's 2023 Malaysia Teacher Prize, which honors exceptional educators. He also motivates students who are repeating their SPM examinations by helping them set goals and pushing them to do better. As for Form 5 students sitting for SPM examination this year, Kathirasan has this to say.
Tolonglah setkan you punya goal nak jadi apa dan ke mana lepas ni. Kita kena tetapkan mana kita nak pergi dan setkan apa result you, sebab saya rasa dah habis percubaan, anda semua dah nampak apa kelebihan kamu, kekurangan kamu. Yang kurang tu upgrade sikit, sebab saya rasa cikgu di sekolah confirm membantu. Dan terus bertanya, jangan malu, work out betul-betul. Saya harap, saya pun doakan semua berjaya dengan keputusan yang baiklah.
Dinesh Kumar Maganathan, FMT Lifestyle for Nightline.
Pakistan convenes emergency meeting after trading strikes with Iran. News from the foreign front when we return.
Okay, today we fight for Malaysia. Jom na Jos. Harimau.
Jos. Extra Jos dengan Royal Gel, ginseng Korea dan vitamin B complex.
Bersama Kakao Bertenaga. Jom na Jos.
Extra Jos.
Money Matters is back with a new season. Your key insights into finance. Money Matters. Every Saturday, 5 p.m. Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Alba, Sky,
Welcome back. Amidst a near-total communications blackout in the Gaza Strip, Israeli forces have reportedly carried out 15 massacres, resulting in the death of 172 people and injuries to 326 others over the last 24 hours. Gaza entered its 7th day of a communications blackout on Friday, which has hampered aid agencies from accurately reporting the humanitarian situation on the ground. The aerial bombing campaign is now concentrated on the center of Gaza, where 2 more reported casualties arrived at Al-Shifa Hospital, a non-functioning health facility which over the past few weeks has been turned into an evacuation center. Meanwhile, conditions in Khan Yunis's Nasir Hospital have become unbearable as the Zionist regime attacked the vicinity of the facility, causing thousands to flee. At least 24,762 people have been killed and 62,108 wounded in Israeli attacks on Gaza since October 7th. The U.S. House of Representatives passed a short-term spending bill on Thursday that will avert a partial government shutdown, which could have seen thousands of employees sent home without pay. With large sections of the government due to close at the end of Friday, the House of Representatives voted through 314 to 108 to keep the lights on for at least another 6 weeks, approving a measure that was previously passed by a Senate vote of 77 to 18. The short-term spending bill gives Capitol Hill leaders time to work out a more permanent funding solution built around a $1.66 trillion spending deal reached earlier this month. The bill will now go to President Joe Biden for his signature, extending government spending at current levels for some federal agencies until March 1st and others until March 8th. Pakistan expressed its willingness to work with Iran on all issues in a call between their foreign ministers on Friday after both countries exchanged drone and missile strikes on militant bases on each other's territory. According to a source in the Prime Minister's office, caretaker Prime Minister Anwar ul-Haq Kakar began a meeting of the high-powered National Security Committee with all the military services chiefs in attendance. A statement from Pakistan's Foreign Office said Foreign Minister Jalil Abbas Jilani had spoken to his Iranian counterpart Hossein Amir-Abdollahian a day after Pakistan carried out strikes in Iran. It added that Jalil underscored the need for closer cooperation on security issues. The tit-for-tat strikes by Pakistan and Iran are the highest-profile cross-border intrusions in recent years and have raised alarm about wider instability in the Middle East since the war between Israel and Hamas erupted on October 7th. However, while Iran and Pakistan have a history of rocky relations, both sides have already signaled a desire to cool tensions. A Thai court on Friday ordered the government to come up with an urgent plan to address air pollution within 90 days as the kingdom braces for its annual peak of noxious haze. The Chiang Mai Administrative Court ordered the National Environmental Commission to present both short-term and long-term preventive methods to combat pollution within the specified 90-day period. The court ruled that the previous government of Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha, accused by the claimants of neglecting his duty, had not acted swiftly enough to tackle pollution. Both Bangkok and the northern city of Chiang Mai has been ranked among the world's most polluted cities on some days last year, prompting a group of people to bring a legal case to compel the government to take action. North Korea on Friday has conducted a test of its underwater nuclear weapons system in a protest against this week's joint military drills by South Korea, the United States and Japan. According to the state media, the test of the Hale 523 system, a name North Korea has given to its nuclear-capable underwater attack drones, was carried out by the Defense Ministry's think tank in the waters off its east coast. The ministry's unnamed spokesman had also accused the US, South Korea and Japan of getting frantic with military exercises, warning of catastrophic consequences. The test comes after the 3 countries' navies held their 3-day regular drills until Wednesday as part of efforts to improve their responses to Pyongyang's evolving nuclear and missile threats. Over in India, Gujarat police on Wednesday have arrested 3 persons in connection with the boat tragedy near Vadodara that killed 12 students and 2 teachers. According to authorities, the manager of the Harni Lake Zone as well as 2 boat operators have been arrested while efforts are underway to nab other culprits. Following the incident, it was revealed that only a few students were given life jackets and no safety instructions were given to any of them. The 18 students and 2 teachers who were rescued after the incident are currently undergoing treatment in a nearby hospital. It was not immediately clear how many people were on the boat, but local media reports cited overcrowding as a possible reason behind the incident. Iraq stun favourites Japan. Sports after this breather.
Money Matters is back with a new season. Your key insights into finance. Money Matters. Every Saturday, 5 p.m. Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Saya ingat lagi perkataan pertama yang dia semua adalah oh my god. 3 kali dia cakap oh my god dia kan.
Sakit tekak walaupun masalah biasa ada kalanya membawa mudarat.
Puan dapat rasa tekak, panas, sakit lah.
Masalah tonsil boleh berlaku dalam kalangan dewasa mahupun kanak-kanak.
Tonsil tu kalau kami tengok betul-betul, dia ada banyak macam lubang atau kawat.
Aduh, sakit tekak. Kupasannya dalam Hello Doktor, Ahad 5.30 petang di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
We're back with sports football, the AFC Asian Cup. Ayman Hussein Gadban scored twice as Iraq stunned Japan 2-1 in their Group D match on Friday, securing its spot in the knockout stage of the competition. Iraq got on the board inside 5 minutes when Hussein headed home a rebound thanks to a mistake by Japan's goalkeeper Zion Suzuki in parrying the ball. Hussein then made it 2-0 just before the interval when he nodded in a brilliant cross from Ahmad Al-Hajjaj. Japan tried to bounce back in the second half but only managed to slot a goal in the dying minutes through Wataru Endo. With this result, Iraq are through into the round of 16 while Japan have to win their last game to advance. In another match, Palestine held 10-man United Arab Emirates UAE to a 1-1 draw in their Group C match on Friday. The UAE took the lead in the 23rd minute when Sultan Adil Muhammad Abdullah Al-Amiri scored with a leaping header. However, their hopes for an easy contest were dashed when Khalifa Mubarak Khalfan Khairi Al-Hamadi received a red card 14 minutes later for a foul on Palestine's Ode Ibrahim Muhammad Dabag. With the UAE down to 10 men, Palestine levelled the score 5 minutes into the second half when UAE centre-back Badir Nasser Abail Aziz headed a cross into his own net. The UAE is still at the top of Group C with 4 points, while Palestine is third with 1 point. In Group B, Uzbekistan boosted their knockout stage hopes after a 3-0 win over India on Thursday. The Uzbeks took the lead in the 4th minute when Abosbek Faizulev headed home Otabek Shukurov's looping header. Chaotic Indian defending led to the second goal 14 minutes later as Igor Sergeyev slotted in the ball following a rebound from Sandet Jingan's clearance. India's hopes of a comeback were extinguished during first half stoppage time when Shehzad Nasrullah exploited some statuesque defending to notch a third. Uzbekistan now only needs a draw with Australia to advance to the round of 16. When Nightline returns, 2 killed in express bus car collision. Don't go away.
Saya ingat lagi perkataan pertama yang dia semua adalah oh my god. 3 kali dia cakap oh my god dia.
Sakit tekak walaupun masalah biasa ada kalanya membawa mudarat.
Puan dapat rasa tekak, panas, sakit lah.
Masalah tonsel boleh berlaku dalam kalangan dewasa mahupun kanak-kanak.
Tonsil tu kalau kami tengok betul-betul, dia ada banyak macam lubang atau kawat.
Aduh, sakit tekak. Kupasannya dalam Hello Doktor, Ahad 5.30 petang di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Money Matters is back with a new season. Your key insights into finance. Money Matters. Every Saturday, 5 p.m. Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Welcome back. A masseur pleaded not guilty in the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court to a charge of sexual assault against a teenage boy who went missing in Taman Bernam Jaya, Hulu Bernam early this month. Hamid Khan Samun, 43, was accused of committing the offence against a 16-year-old boy in a hotel room at Jalan Sultan between January 1st and 10th. The charge was framed under the Sexual Offences Against Children Act 2017, which provides for a maximum of 20 years imprisonment and whipping upon conviction. Judge Muhammad Kafli allowed the accused to post an 8,000 ringgit bail in one surety, subject to the additional conditions requested by the prosecution. The court fixed February 21st for case mention. In Kelantan, 2 people were killed in a collision between an express bus and a car in Rantau Panjang early Friday morning. Both victims died on the spot in the incident near Kampung Gertak Anak Buaya at about 5 a.m. Pasir Mas Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Kamar Azural Muhammad said the deceased were identified as 49-year-old Ayub Cheso, who was the bus driver, and 21-year-old Nurul Suhaila Muhammad Uthman, who was a passenger in the car. The driver of the car was believed to have lost control of the vehicle, causing it to skid onto the opposite lane and collide with the oncoming express bus. The collision also caused the bus to veer into the right side of the road and crash into a utility pole, resulting in the death of its driver. The car driver, who was seriously injured, and the victim's body were brought to University Science Malaysia Hospital in Kubang Korean. Police are investigating the cause of the crash under the Road Transport Act. In Pulau Pinang, 4 Nepalese nationals were detained by police in an apartment in Tanjung Tokong on Thursday on suspicion of being involved in an online gambling call centre syndicate. Northeast District Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Razlam Abdul Hamid said, acting on information, a team from the district raided the apartment at about 5 p.m. The syndicate's modus operandi is to use Facebook to promote various gambling games targeting fellow Nepalese. The profit raked in is between 15,000 ringgit and 20,000 ringgit monthly. All 4 have been remanded until Sunday to assist in the investigation. Police seized, among others, 3 laptops, 10 cell phones and a modem. The case is probed under the Open Gambling House Act 1953. And as we wrap up Nightline this time around, let's take a look at a remarkable collection of Winston S. Churchill memorabilia that will be showcased at the Winter Show in New York. The collection includes a painting commissioned by Clementine Churchill during World War II, Churchill's personal desk from his Hyde Park Gate home, an original oil painting by Churchill, and 25 rare books inscribed by the iconic leader. With that, I'm Nadia Azmi. Thank you for tuning in and have a great weekend.